Yes.
आशीष जी,
Yeah, permission.
के लिए सबका म्यूट कर दीजिए आप, एज ए होस्ट यू कैन म्यूट है, so that once the session completes you can unmute, and if anyone willing to ask some questions or queries regarding the topic, so
Okay.
go ahead.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good idea.
Hema, continue.
Is it my screen is visible? Ashish, is the screen is visible?
Yes.
Yeah,
now
visible,
it's
visible, ma'am.
visible.
Okay,
It's visible, please.
Okay, we are here in TRS 986. We already discussed this. Now, next WHO TRS 1019 Appendix 6, in which all the qualification steps and requirements are given. In Brazil guideline and visa guideline, GMP guideline, computer system must be qualified and validate, and all the validation shall be considered part of computer system life cycle. Japanese guidelines, manufacture of drug, computerized system had validation item to verify such system in order to ensure such system functions as intended. Health Canada guideline, computerized system is subjected to qualification. Indian Schedule M, normal Schedule M, data may be recorded for electronic data processing system or other reliable means. So these are the guidelines, IPA guidelines of data reliability guidelines for computer system qualification. So all the things in all the guidelines, we can see that the requirement of validation, requirement of the principle of data integrity means LQA plus is required. So as a user, I read, I understand all the requirement given in my regulatory environment, my regulatory guidelines, basic guidelines, some special guidelines. Ye sabhi guidelines, all the guidelines are given one thing's only, that the computer system used in GXP environment, they produce result of manufacturing status and quality status of product. Thus ensure of accurate and consistent result required for following: safety, effectiveness, accuracy, and integrity. Ultimately, the purpose of all of these things that the product, either we have data, either we have the manufactured product, should be directly or indirectly not impact the health or safety of the person. So how can I do? For this, these are all GMP guidelines which we see already seen, give the requirement only. But how can we do? So for how can we do, we have some other literatures and requirement in which we have one wonderful guideline, general principle of software validation, final guidance for industry and FDA. In we can see how can we proceed. Either this, we have GAM guideline also. We can see after this discussion. So for this, what we have to do, confirmation by examination means verify the software to confirm that it works as per the requirements and can be provision of objective evidence, verified and document all validation activities and test results. User need and intended use, define what user needs to do with the software and how they will use the software. Particular requirement, define and document how software do work to enable the intended use, and then consistently fulfill, verify and document how software will work in all conditions. Means consistency also required. After validation, it doesn't mean only validation is okay. After long term, after some time, the frequency should be set to check the validation. some definitions to understand the things. Some definitions are: what is the supplier and service provider? When third parties in supplier, service provider are used to provide, install, configure, integrate, validate. Yes.
Please, all participants record accept.
Okay. When third parties use. Okay. So computerized system or related service for data processing, formal agreement must be exit between the manufacturer and any third parties, and these agreements should be include clear statement of the responsibilities of the third parties. IT department should be considered analog. So what is the computerized system? We all know about that. A computerized system collectively control the performance and execution of one or more automated process and or function. It includes computer hardware, software, periphery devices, example and SOP, as well as personal interacting and hardware and software. What is the production environment? To regulated computerized system, the computing operating environment in which the computerized system is being used for GMP regulated purpose. Means after all the test for the productivity, we have to go production environment. What is the data? All original record and the true copy of the original record, including source data and metadata, and all subsequent transformation and report of these data which are generated or recorded at the time of GXP activity, and allow full and complete restriction and evaluation of the GXP activity. Data should be accurately recorded by permanent means at the time of activity. Data may be contained in paper record such as the worksheet or logbook, electronic record and audit trail, photographs, microfilms or microfiche, audio or video files, or any other media whereby information related to GXP activity is recorded. What is the metadata? Metadata is the data about data that provide the contextual information record to understand those data. So these are the metadata in which we can understand the, for example, in weighing the number of 8 is meaningless without metadata, such as the unit of milligram, etc. Other example of metadata include the time, date stamp of an activity, the operator ID of person who perform an activity, the instrument ID used, processing parameters, sequence files, audit trails, and other data required to understand data and destruction activity. These all are the metadata. So all the major part of our data is metadata. What is the data life cycle? All phases of the process by which data are created, recorded, processed, reviewed, analyzed, and reported, transferred, stored, and retrieved, and monitored until the retirement and disposal. Means from the initial to up to disposal. There should be a planned approach to assess, monitor, and managing the data and the risk to those data in the manner compares with the potential impact of the potential safety, product quality, and or reliability of the decision made throughout all phases of data cycle. So what is the audit trail? Any data online captured which describe who did, what did, where did, when did, why did, and how did. The combo pack of these all is fulfilled, should be fulfilled from our audit trail requirement. What is the backup? A backup means of a copy of one or more electronic files created as an alternative case the original data or the system are lost or become unusable. For example, in event of any system crash or corruption of the disk. It is important to note that data backup differ from the archival. In that, backup copies of electronic record are typically only temporary stored for the purpose of disaster recovery and may be periodically overwritten. Such temporary backup copy should not be relied upon an archival mechanism. Archival data may archival. This data should be checked for accessibility, readability, and integrity. If relevant changes are to be made to the system, example, computer equipment or program, then the ability to retrieve the data should be ensured and tested. So archiving is the process of protecting record from the possibility of being further altered or deleted, and storing this record under the control of independent data management person throughout the required detention period. Archive record should include, for example, associate metadata and electronic signature. All the metadata, all the electronic signature should be with main data for archival. So in simple way, we can first check the difference between backup and archive. Backup protect both your active and inactive data, all of your production data. You can backup your information via tape, disk, or the cloud. Backup is a copy of production information. Your data still resides on the production storage system themselves. That means if your backup system faces a major data loss due to a security breach, disaster, infrastructure failure, etc., you could continue normal operation. Your production data would not be impacted, so you would be operating at an increased risk. But what is the archive? Archive solutions are often used to retain inactive or older data for extended period of time. Archive are optimized for low cost, long-term storage. Archive hold production data, meaning a loss or corruption of an archive system will likely result in the permanent loss of production information. Keep in mind that this data will likely be older or less used, but it could also be the only copy. So what is a disaster? A documented process or set of procedure to recover and protect a business information technology infrastructure in any event causing a system to be unavailable. It appropriately defined resource and action to be taken before, during, and after a disaster to return the system to operational use. After understanding all the guidelines, all the requirements, a things come that is the system life cycle. The period of the time that start when a computerized system is conceived and when the system is retired, taking into consideration regulatory requirement. The system life cycle typically include a requirement and planning phase, a development phase that include a design phase, and a programming and testing phase, a qualification and release plan phase that include a system integration and testing plan, a validation phase, a release phase, an operational and maintenance phase, and finally a system retirement phase. So these are the phases used for system life cycle. So now we can see all the requirement from basic GMP, from the all related required guidelines, regulatory systems, and basic some definitions given in guideline and requirements. So what should be the approach? Now what to do? To understand these things, I hand over the presentation to Ashish. So now Ashish define us what should be the approach. Now we all know about the requirements according to regulatory. So what we have to do now?
Yes.
Ashish, hand over to you.
Yes.
I make host you, or otherwise you can proceed. Now you are host, Ashish.
Yes.
Just zoom it, Ashish, and start.
Yes. Good morning, all of you. Thank you, Hema. First of things, basic computer system validation approaches. many more peoples are बहुत से confusion रहते हैं. Audible? Yeah. तो हमारा जो वैलिडेशन का जो अप्रोच है,
ऑडिबल आशीष.
यस यस यस. तो हम सबसे पहले मैं बात
जस्ट यूज द आशीष जस्ट मिक्स द यूज ऑफ लैंग्वेज, हिंदी इंग्लिश बोथ.
Yes, 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 yes. What is the approach? Approach is defined to computer system validation flow, right? तो हमको कंप्यूटर सिस्टम वैलिडेशन का फ्लो हमको कैसे रखना है, ये मैं आपको बताने जा रहा हूँ. बहुत से मेनी पीपल्स आर कंफ्यूज्ड कि व्हाट इज द अप्रोच, व्हाट इज द सीएसवी अप्रोच, राइट. तो डिस्क्राइब जैसे अप्रोच, व्हाट इज अप्रोच, हमें क्या रखना है आपको कंप्यूटर सिस्टम वैलिडेशन के अंदर जो हम वैलिडेशन एक्टिविटी करते हैं और क्यों रखना चाहिए, और मैं बताने जा रहा हूँ, बताऊंगा आपको कि कैसे क्या उसको फ्लो रखना है, कैसे क्या उसको डॉक्यूमेंटेशन का बनाना है, राइट. तो आपको सब पता है वैलिडेशन क्या है. वैलिडेशन इज ए लाइफ साइकिल अप्रोच है जिसमें हम एविडेंस डेमोन्स्ट्रेटिंग दैट इज ए प्रोसीजर एक्टिविटी कैरिड आउट इन प्रोडक्शन टेस्टिंग इन कंप्लायंस टू ऑल स्टेज. हम उसको ऑल स्टेज के अंदर, और कोई भी सॉफ्टवेयर होता है उसको एवरी स्टेज पे हम चेकआउट करते हैं कि जी हमारा सॉफ्टवेयर है वो हमारा यूआरएस के अकॉर्डिंग मेरा कंप्लाई हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है, राइट. तो मैं जो वैलिडेशन को मेरे पर्सपेक्टिव आईएसपी टू टाइप में आप लोग इंडस्ट्री में यूज करते हैं. एक प्रोस्पेक्टिव वैलिडेशन यूज करते हैं और एक रेट्रोस्पेक्टिव वैलिडेशन यूज करते हैं. तो प्रोस्पेक्टिव वैलिडेशन क्या होता है, जो ऐसे सिस्टम, दिस इज द न्यू सिस्टम एंड फ्रेश सिस्टम तो इनिशियल फेज था यूआरएस, इट इज अ प्रोस्पेक्टिव सिस्टम. और रेट्रोस्पेक्टिव सिस्टम मींस दिस इज द लेगेसी बेस्ड सिस्टम, राइट. तो
Ashish, आपकी your PPT is not moving. Are you moving that?
सॉरी.
Slides
yes.
are not,
Right. Your PPT is not moving, na?
Yes.
आशीष, you first slide पे है or you are in second, third?
यानी validation slide.
I think he's just explaining the basics of first slide only. So after that he will move, right, Ashish?
Yes. I'm sharing the slide for validation approach, basic validation system.
नहीं Ashish, this is not showing, na?
No, Ashish, what they are telling,
showing what is the required.
your PPT slides are not moving. What you are explaining, that related, that slides are not moving.
1 minute.
You are on slide 7.
Now. Right. You are in right. Okay.
Continue.
Okay, Ashish, continue, please.
Okay.
Yeah, Ashish, continue.
Yes. This legacy system is a old system. So there are two systems are using in industries, prospective and retrospective validation system. So what वो सबसे पहले हमारा डिफाइन रहता है कि हमारा सिस्टम जो हम यूआरएस डिफाइन करते हैं उसके अंदर हमारा यूआरएस कैसा बनना चाहिए. तो आपको बताना चाह रहा हूँ यूआरएस होता क्या है. पहली बात तो यूआरएस में हम हमारा जो कंप्यूटर सिस्टम जो होता है उसके अंदर हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट क्या है. इंडस्ट्री के अंदर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के अंदर हम सिस्टम को यूज करते हैं तो हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट क्या है. फर्स्ट द CFR 21 रिक्वायरमेंट, देन जैसा हेमा जी ने बताया. तो मैनी मोर रिक्वायरमेंट को एक सिस्टम को हम डिजाइन कैसे करना है या उसको कैसे बनाना है तो हम उसको यूआरएस के अंदर डिफाइन करते हैं. जस्ट लाइक टू यू परचेज द टेलीविजन सेंटर, यू वांट टू शॉप इन द रिक्वायरमेंट, राइट, या परचेज द बाइक. तो हम किसी शॉप पर जाते हैं, बाइक परचेज करते हैं, सबसे पहले हम इस व्यक्ति को बताते हैं कि हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट क्या है, इस रिक्वायरमेंट के अकॉर्डिंग हमको वो हम इसको फाइनलाइज करते हैं, राइट. तो सबसे पहले हम कंप्यूटर सिस्टम को परचेज करते हैं या मैन्युफैक्चर सॉफ्टवेयर को परचेज करते हैं तो हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट के बारे में हम, राइट.
So I will. So I wanted to add here one thing. In URS, we are defining the first business function requirement. We are defining. Then we are defining the technical requirements of the system. Then we are defining the technical requirements.
Yes.
These all, including all these requirements, it is called our URS for the computer system.
Yes.
Right. So URS is combined of all technical requirement for the person, business requirement for continuing in the business, documentation requirement for related document for that particular system, and other interface requirement, then authorization requirement and privilege requirement. That all we are defining in the URS.
Right. All technical requirement, business requirement, area requirement, process requirement, all requirement are clubbed in the one platform. It is the URS, right? So basically, things the computer system is divided into GAM5, divided into 4 categories.
आशीष फॉर एग्जिस्टिंग मशीन के लिए अगर हम वैलिडेशन के लिए जाते हैं CSV के लिए, देन उसमें हमें क्या प्रिकॉशंस लेना चाहिए?
Yes. Define in different one by.
That we will discuss in question and answer session. We will discuss that.
तो मैं ज्यादा डिस्कस नहीं करूंगा, मैं सिंपल बताऊंगा। आपका सर का क्वेश्चन था कि हम नई मशीन के लिए जाते हैं तो हमको क्या क्या प्रेफर करना चाहिए, राइट? तो 1 मिनट। Right. This is the validation approach. So as I follow the V model, is a verification phase is the part of the user requirement specification, function specification, configuration baseline, design specification, system built and data integration testing, configuration testing, on functional testing, or requirement. This is the validation approach, right? So every requirement, first of thing, you as per the URS, verify the all requirement in IQ OQ testing right now. Right. So this is the initial system. This is the first of documentation prepared. First of, if you are purchased the new machine, that is the user requirement specification, URS. URS club the all technical requirement, business process requirement, any other requirement, security requirement, electronic signature requirement, and many more requirements are add on this user requirement specification documentation, right? Then after complete the URS process, then go through the vendor side. Vendor just like to ACG vendor in pharmaceutical and Gensons and many more vendors, and उनको अपन URS देंगे ACG vendors को या Gensons vendor को, then वो हमारा URS को acceptance करेंगे। then after किसी vendor को final कर देंगे, तो हमारा final करने के हमारा final कर देंगे हम, तो हमारा राइट टू ACG वेंडर को मैंने फाइनल कर दिया। फाइनल करने के बाद फिर हमारा उस रिक्वायरमेंट को कंप्लाई करेगा, ठीक है? तो हमारा फिर
I will add into that. Then we need to perform the vendor assessment.
Right.
Vendor assessment, nothing but vendor should having the capability to develop and validate our system. Like they should have in-house quality system. They should have trained personnel, they should have some certification like ISO, and they should have quality policies. They should have means I mean to say that they should have some documentation and procedure so that they are capable enough to validate our system. That is that will be captured in the vendor assessment document.
Right. Then after vendor assessment,
one more thing. In case हमारे पास कोई वेंडर है जो पहले से क्वालिफाई है, हम नेक्स्ट टाइम भी उसी से ही प्रोक्योरमेंट कुछ कर रहे हैं, तो वेंडर असेसमेंट का पार्ट जो है ना वो स्किप हो जाएगा।
स्किप हो जाएगा, but as per the SOP we are giving some a timeline that when we should have reassess the vendor assessment. If it is within timeline, then it is okay.
Yes, definitely be referring.
Actually,
that
as per
document.
SOP.
Yes.
Actually, as per SOP, 2 years validity is there for vendor evaluation.
Ashish, mute to other participants.
Yes.
Ashish sir, now you mute all the things.
Ashish, excuse me.
Yes, mute. Yes, continue. Hello.
Please continue.
Yes.
Yes, Ashish, let's continue.
Yes. This is gap assessment. गैप असिस्टमेंट में एक प्रोसेस होता है। इसके हमारा अगर मेरा सिस्टम एक एग्जिस्टिंग सिस्टम है, एक लेगेसी सिस्टम मेरा, राइट, तो उस लेगेसी सिस्टम के अंदर हमको आई डोंट नो, हमको पता नहीं रहता कि हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट क्या है, राइट। मतलब सिस्टम मेरा रिक्वायरमेंट के अकॉर्डिंग कंप्लाई है कि नहीं, CFR 21 अकॉर्डिंग कंप्लाई है या गेम 5 के अकॉर्डिंग कंप्लाई है, इस इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड। तो हम क्या करेंगे, एक चेकलिस्ट को बनाएंगे, एक अपना CFR 21 का चेकलिस्ट बनाएंगे, उसमें अपने सिस्टम की रिक्वायरमेंट को डालेंगे, हम सिस्टम के अंदर चाहते क्या है, उस असिस्मेंट को जाके हम सिस्टम पर चेक करेंगे, देन आउटकम हम उसको गैप असिस्मेंट फाइंड आउट कर लेंगे, यह सिस्टम हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट को कंप्लाई कर पा रहा है या नहीं कर पा रहा है। इट इज द गैप असिस्मेंट प्रोसेस। ओके, तो फर्स्ट एक वन राइट, तो वेंडर सिस्टम फिर क्या होता है हमारा वेंडर सिस्टम। मैं अभी न्यू अप्रोच के बारे में डिस्कस करूंगा आपसे। तो मेरा सबसे पहले यूआरएस मैंने प्रिपेयर किया, यूआरएस प्रिपेयर करने के बाद मैं इस यूआरएस के अकॉर्डिंग वेंडर को सिलेक्शन करूंगा, वेंडर का असिस्मेंट करूंगा, देन आफ्टर वेंडर को मैं अपना सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलप करेगा वो हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट को कंप्लाई एक्सेप्टेंस देगा। राइट नाउ कि हमें नहीं बोला सिस्टम के अंदर मुझे ये चाहिए, वेंडर उसको एक्सेप्ट करेगा या एक्सेप्ट करेगा, उस रिक्वायरमेंट को कैसे कंप्लाई करेगा, हाउ टू कंप्लाई, तो वो हमारा एसआरएस वेंडर साइड से मेरा एसआरएस डॉक्यूमेंटेशन आएगा। राइट, फिर हमारा डॉक्यूमेंट मेरे को एक्सेप्ट बताएगा कि आप कंप्लाई करना है, फिर हमारा एफएटी करेंगे। राइट, एफएटी के वेंडर जो सिस्टम को डिजाइन किया है फैक्ट के अंदर किया है, फिर उसको मैंने एक एफएटी में हमारा जो एमओएम बनेगा, मेरा पॉइंट्स ऑफ व्यू होगा, मेरा डिजाइन रहेगा, उसको मुझे चेंजेस कराना है, या मुझे लॉजिक को चेंज कराना है, या मुझे किसी फंक्शनलिटी को चेंज कराना है, मुझे ग्राफिक्स को चेंज कराना है। आफ्टर मेरा एफएटी के अंदर मेरा जो फेस रहेगा वो मेरा फेस रहेगा, उसमें हम कोई भी चेंजेस करा सकते हैं। राइट, फिर हमारा उसके जब मेरा एफएटी सिस्टम मेरा फाइनलाइज हो जाएगा, फिर वेंडर हमको डिजाइन स्पेसिफिकेशन डॉक्यूमेंटेशन प्रोवाइड करेगा, उसमें बताएगा सिस्टम आपका डिजाइन कैसा कैसा रहा है, कैसा नहीं है, और कैसे फंक्शनलिटी करेगी, उसके अलार्म क्या रहेंगे, उसके अंदर स्क्रीन कैसा रहेगा, यूजर मैनुअल से कॉन्फ़िगरेशन से बहुत सारी मैनुअल डॉक्यूमेंटेशन उस डिजाइन स्पेसिफिकेशन के अंदर आ जाएगा। राइट, सब फिर हमारा सिस्टम डिजाइन होने वाले साइट पे आ जाएगा। हमारा सिस्टम साइट पे आने के बाद हम वैलिडेशन प्लान को एग्जीक्यूट करेंगे। राइट, तो वैलिडेशन हमारा वैलिडेशन फेस में सिस्टम आ गया मेरा, देन वैलिडेशन प्लान के अंदर मैं क्लब करूंगा।
Ashish, just let please use English also. Some of people are not able to understand in Hindi.
Okay. After hand over the machine or client side, we will prepare the validation plan. Validation plan is include of the all validation activities like to IQ, OQ, PQ, FRA, system release, requirement matrix, and their concept and their approach. What is the FRA approach and OQ approach? OQ हमको कैसे क्वालिफाइड करना है, IQ के अंदर क्या स्ट्रेटजी रखना है हमको। राइट, so this is the validation summary approach. This is the club in the validation plan. All document to prepared in validation phase to be identified and mentioned in validation plan. Right? Okay. Then is a second things of prepare the FRA documentation activity. FRA functional risk documentation. It is the risk based documentation. It is the find out the, as per the URS. Find out the every and each point of URS. Which type of risks, right? Risks, कितना risks है उसके अंदर, right?
What we have to identify the associated risk. We have to list out all URS points in the FRA, and we need to assess the risk.
Right.
What is the control to mitigate that risk? Like what is the existing control, and what is the proposed control? How that risk will be mitigated? Then we are mentioning that this will be tested, this requirement point will be tested in IQ or OQ or PQ. This we are defining in the FRA.
Right.
Each URS point we need to have the risk FRA point. So that only based on that only we can get to know the associated risk and mitigation plan.
Yes. FRA.
Go ahead, Ashish. Yeah.
Yes. Then after prepare the FRA, mitigate the risks and controls. Then after finalize the test plan basis. Like to installation and move to installation qualification. Installation qualification is a hardware based qualification. And some Windows qualification
installation qualification, we will trace the hardware design specification.
Right.
We have made the hardware design specification that will be traced in the IQ. All hardware we will verify in the IQ phase.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then prepare
So
the
FRA is,
yes, question.
yes,
Yeah,
FRA
continue,
is
Ashish.
prepared before the IOQ, yeah, after the IOQ.
FRA
Before the IQ.
before the IQ.
Before the IQ.
Okay.
Before the IQ, why we because we are mitigating the risk. Suppose we are writing that this particular point will be tested in the IQ. So that's why we
Okay,
have to prepare before the testing phase.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Installation qualification is hardware qualification, and many more software internally software testing, and PLC configuration. Many more testing are approaches in installation qualification, right? Then is operation qualification is testing approach of the related to operation, just like alarm verifications, set parameter testings, access right privilege testing related to operation. Related to operation testing is approaches operation qualification, right?
Operation qualification, we will test like what is our business function requirement was there, that we are going to test in the operation qualification.
Right.
Interfaces verification, safety features verification. So all these verifications will be covered in operational qualification of
Yes.
system.
Yes.
And what about deficiencies during IQ or OQ? What should we do during deficiencies identified during the system? We have identified the risk before IQ of the system, but after that some deficiencies are observed during the execution phase of IQ or OQ. So what should our plan, or what should we do for to mitigate the deficiencies of the system? So I want
If
to
suppose
know about
if suppose we got the deficiency in the IQ, if this can be disposed in the OQ, then we can define that this particular test again will be tested in the OQ after reconfiguration or after doing some changes in the system. If it is a major one and some configuration or some additional hardware required, then we can propose some addendum IQ. Something after that we can proceed for the OQ.
Sorry
that
for
means
disturbance.
that will be addressed through addendum of the IQ.
Hello, sorry for disturbance. Actually, if we found any defects in IQ and OQ stage, we should log the defect form. Defects are 3 types: low, medium, high. If low and medium means we can give justification and close the defect forms. Okay. If we it's high means we log the change control and kappa, and after that closing only we can start the activity. Otherwise we will stop that in that IQ or OQ. This is the procedure actually.
Yeah. So so I mean to say QMS we need to follow anyhow. Wherever we have to do something,
QMS
we have to QMS always there.
Yeah.
So wherever you require the change control, deviation, kappa. But I wanted to add one thing. If it is minor also, first no need to write justification. First you need to mitigate. If it is 100% getting mitigated,
using defect form, we have to log the defect, because if auditor ask where you log the defect means we have to show the document through auditors. So we have whatever major, minor, critical, whatever may be, you first we have to should log.
Right. Agree. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, continue.
We can address through deviation also, no? If
Yes. No.
We can address through deviation also, but first we should have defect form. Otherwise, what you will write in the deviation and
after defect form.
Sir, in many places, what happened?
This is applicable for retrospective, not prospective. If I'm installing new software, so and that time I don't need to go for defect and all. I think
deviation.
No, it is applicable for both retrospective and prospective, because if it is applicable for both. Both.
Okay. Yeah.
No, it is called protocol. The discrepancy. It is called discrepancy. It is a part of particular qualification where last we are writing the first.
Okay.
Discrepancy.
Yeah, in detail we will discuss in the Q&A session. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Just Ashish continue.
Yes. Last document is a requirement traceability matrix. Requirement traceability matrix is एक tracking एक traceability matrix, right? Just like the URS requirement, we will comply, right? To FS, DS, design, IQ, OQ, and if one thing Excel sheet and one left side, right hand side is a mention the URS requirement. This requirement comply in where comply in FS, DS, and IQ and OQ. It is just like to एक traceability matrix. हम आसानी इजीली वे से उसको कहां पे हमने उस रिक्वायरमेंट को कहां पर किस जगह पे कंप्लाई किया इज द मेंशन इन रिक्वायरमेंट ट्रेसेबिलिटी मैट्रिक्स ओके देन आफ्टर ट्रेसेबिलिटी मैट्रिक्स सिस्टम रिलीज okay validation is complete system release and system release report is one form it is all activities completed like to IQ OQ in all mentions if any found in deviation discrepancy and all seen mentioned in clear is okay then is a simple the protocol is system release right and last document is system validation summary report all validation activities summarized in one protocol the validation summary report like mentioned in IQ protocol number and approval dates and OQ protocol number approval dates and all things are applied in validation summary report testing.
Validation summary report is the history of your qualification. Whatever you have done, that we have to mention that IQ, OQ, PQ, or any defect observed. That also we can mention in the summary report. And what is the disposition we have made for those defects? That also we can mention in the summary report. So I mean to say that if suppose auditor is asking that is this system is qualified, so you can just show the validation summary report. So overall, he will get idea what is done in the qualification.
Okay, right. So this is the approach of the prospective validation. Same approach is a retrospective validation. But retrospective only on difference between prospective and retrospective, right? So first thing is this is legacy system. You are first of thing gap assessment process is the first of and identify the gap and according to the gap find out a risk assessment approach and then if any case controls are available so no change control and no validation activity required if not controlled if the risk is high so then move the change control process and then prepare the according detailed URS and detailed URS means this requirement is a very compulsory right to edit the one process it is a critical requirement CFR21 is not applicable current system but it is critical to move on the change control and URS phases if any controls are available in just like to SOP control so no need for validation right and change control then जो requirement आपका है जो comply नहीं हुआ according prepare the URS and then flow is also same okay
one thing which I want to ask
yes
hello
yes continue
if it is an old system and if it is all the requirements are same as per the previous URS which we have made earlier and if if all the requirements are same then we have to make URS again that URS will work
no if any case URS are prepared but system is legacy okay then gap assessment is very compulsory
no I'm asking if all the requirements are same as the previous one and if you are adding the same equipment or same reactor in SCADA or DCS whatever
yes
so we have to make a new URS for that
no
previous will work
as also mentioned in the site validation master plan also mentioned ये मेरा एक URS सिंपल एक URS मेरा रहेगा और उसको मैं हर जगह हर मशीन जो मशीन परचेस करूंगा उसमें मेरा एप्लीकेबल रहेगा तो नो नीड एडिशनल URS
okay
if the model and make is same so you can continue the URS for multiples of system you don't need to prepare new URS for different systems.
no need ऐसे requirement are same thing ऐसे business requirement are same many एक आपका मैंने
आशीष जस्ट म्यूट वो जिसका वॉइस आ रहा है.
यस यस यस.
No, basically it depends on your gap assessment. If there is no gap, no need to prepare the URS.
Sorry.
So it is based on the gap assessment. If there is a gap, no need to prepare the URS.
Yes. If any gap, हाँ right. यह गैप एक आपका जो गैप असेसमेंट आपने किया रिक्वायरमेंट को मेरे कंट्रोल में नहीं आ रही है और इसकी रिक्वायरमेंट कंपलसरी है, राइट. तो प्रिपेयर द यूआरएस अकॉर्डिंग आपकी जो रिक्वायरमेंट है, कुछ रिक्वायरमेंट कंप्लाई आपका हो रहा है और कुछ रिक्वायरमेंट कंप्लाई नहीं हो रहा है, उस यूआरएस उस रिक्वायरमेंट कंप्लाई आपको कराना है तो उस आपको वेंडर को डॉक्यूमेंटेशन देना है, वेंडर को बताना है आपको जो मेरी रिक्वायरमेंट कंप्लाई करना है. जस्ट लाइक तो एक मेरा आपका छोटा सा एक अलार्म का ही है, मेरा अलार्म को क्रिटिकलिटी नॉन क्रिटिकल अलार्म चाहिए, मेरे को अलार्म कोई ऐड कराना है, अलार्म हेल्पफुल चाहिए, तो एक सिंपल सा एक 2-4 यूआरएस बनाएंगे और उस यूआरएस को अपन कंप्लाई कर देंगे, राइट.
आशीष.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Ashish, suppose we have one legacy RMG machines, for example. Okay.
Yes.
और उसका अभी तक CSV नहीं हुआ है. हम we go for the CSV, हम CSV के लिए जा रहे हैं. बट एक्चुअली में जब हमने उसका ट्रायल लिया
हेलो.
हाँ
ब्रज आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा है, एक बार फिर से रिपीट करें व्हाट यू वांट टू से.
हेलो.
हेलो ब्रज, am I audible?
Yeah, now you are audible.
Yes sir. I'm
so,
audible.
Mr. Brij Kumar, what you want to say once again, please repeat. Your voice is lost and we are unable to what you want to say. So once again you have to repeat.
Okay. Suppose अपने पास कोई legacy RMG machine है.
Okay.
For example.
Yes.
और हम उसके वैलिडेशन के लिए जा रहे हैं.
Okay.
ठीक है. तो हमने जब उसका पहले MPT ट्रायल लिया तो MPT में जो उसका एम्प्रेस ऑब्जर्व हुआ वो हमने नोट डाउन कर लिया. देन मशीन का CSV हो गया. CSV के बाद जब हम MPT का ट्रायल ले रहे हैं तो उसमें एम्परेज कुछ और ही आ रहा है, उसमें फ्लक्चुएशन है बिफोर CSV और आफ्टर CSV. तो इसका इम्पैक्ट हम कैसे इसको असेस करेंगे?
फर्स्ट ऑफ थिंग अगर आपका CSV हो चुका है, अगर आपका रिलेटेड टू प्रॉब्लम आपका सॉफ्टवेयर का है. हेलो.
Yes, Ashish. You are audible. Let's continue. Go ahead.
Yes. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ थिंग आपका अगर आपका जो रिक्वायरमेंट रिलेटेड टू सॉफ्टवेयर है, अगर सॉफ्टवेयर वो कंप्लाई नहीं है. हेलो. आपका जो रिक्वायरमेंट फर्स्ट ऑफ थिंग रिक्वायरमेंट है प्रोसेस का रिक्वायरमेंट या CSV रिलेटेड रिक्वायरमेंट है आपका?
CSV रिक्वायरमेंट है मेरा. CSV नहीं हुआ था मशीन का, हमें CSV करवाना है. तो CSV से पहले हमने MPT ट्रायल लिया तो उसका एम्परेज कुछ और आ रहा था, आफ्टर CSV उसका एम्परेज कुछ और आ रहा है.
अभी आपका
तो इस कंडीशन में क्या करना है?
आपका CSV हुआ है कि नहीं हुआ है अभी उस चीज का?
हो गया CSV हो गया, लेकिन उसका एम्परेज चेंज हो गया है. बिफोर CSV एम्परेज कुछ और था और आफ्टर CSV एम्परेज कुछ और आ रहा है.
तो उसका फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल उसका अगर फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल थिंग उसका आपका एक रिसर्च प्रिपेयर करिए और देन आफ्टर अगर उसको मैं अगर कुछ चेंजेस अगर प्रोग्राम के अंदर चेंजेस अगर आता है मेरा, राइट, तो प्रोग्राम में अगर चेंजेस आता है तो मैं उसको एक अडेंडम क्वालिफिकेशन करके उसको कंप्लीट कर सकता हूँ. मैं वेंडर से कंप्लाई कराएंगे उस चीज को और एक क्वालिफिकेशन छोटा सा क्वालिफिकेशन होगा मेरा IOQ OPQ करके और अब उस डॉक्यूमेंट को कंप्लाई कर सकते हैं.
हेलो, दिस इज मुराद अली.
यस सर.
बट एक्चुअली अब CSV के बाद तो जो एम्परेज आया है वही एम्परेज आ रहा है ना, उसके लिए फिर हम पूरी मशीन की रिक्वालिफिकेशन
नहीं, मशीन रिक्वालिफिकेशन.
हेलो, वेदर आई एम ऑडिबल?
यस ऑडिबल.
Yeah, you are audible.
Yes, you are audible. You are audible.
Yes. If your amperage reading is out of limit after the CSV with this upgradation, then you have to raise an incident and you have to perform the risk assessment. On the basis of the risk assessment, you have to say that after upgradation, the amperage, just the millivolt, the accurate millivolt is taken by the system. Hence, there is a fluctuation, and accordingly, you have to revise the document in RMG. We are time-based granulation, not amperage is our. This is the end reading of. Actually, this is the end reading. So it is a time-based granulation. So you have to stay in the incident and close it, and you have to revise your batch document.
Yes, yes. A random qualification revise. Hema?
Yes, Ashish, you finished?
Yes, no, if any question related to participant, please. This is a section only.
Okay, okay. Your PPT is Varna.
Yes, any question, any doubts in?
So we can take
Hello.
the questions from chat box.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, yes.
Hello.
Please.
Yeah,
Yes,
ma'am.
please.
I texted in the chat box my question, so it
Right,
will not
right.
be
I'm
disturbed to
taking
anyone.
one by one. One by one.
Yeah, Hema, I have just written all
Ashish,
7
I
questions.
have one question. Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Ashish, that installation qualification will be done with the vendor or how is it?
Sorry, vendor. इधर दो things या साइड वेंडर से भी आप करा सकते हैं इंस्टॉलेशन कॉलेज में, आप खुद इन हाउस भी कर सकते हैं। और हमारा जो यूआरएस है,
how is it possible in house the verification of that installation qualification?
Yes, installation qualification 1 minute installation देखो, आप हमको वैलिडेशन ऑल वैलिडेशन अप्रोचेस मींस हमारा साइड वैलिडेशन प्लान के अंदर मेंशन करेंगे। साइड वैलिडेशन प्लान मेरा बस फर्स्ट ऑफ थिंग में साइड वैलिडेशन प्लान बनेगा, उसके अंदर मैं अप्रोच लिखूंगा कि मैं इन हाउस करूंगा या आउट हाउस करूंगा। अगर मैं इन हाउस करूंगा तो मेरा वैलिडेशन का अप्रोच कैसा रहेगा, और वेंडर से कराऊंगा तो वेंडर सिस्टम के अकॉर्डिंग हम इंस्टॉलेशन क्वालिफिकेशन परफॉर्म करा सकते हैं एज पर द यूआरएस। हमारा फर्स्ट ऑफ थिंग, अगर मेरे पास यूआरएस होना चाहिए, हम या वेंडर से कराएं या इन हाउस करें, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है। अल्टीमेट मेरे को अपनी यूजर की रिक्वायरमेंट है, यूआरएस को मुझे फर्स्ट ऑफ थिंग फुलफिल करना है, और उस रिक्वायरमेंट को मेरे को जो अप्रोच है, मेरा टेस्टिंग अप्रोच है, आईक्यू ओक्यू है, उससे मुझे कंप्लाई करना है। सिस्टम मेरा यूआरएस अकॉर्डिंग मेरा फुलफिल होना चाहिए फर्स्ट ऑफ थिंग।
Yeah, and sir, mainly the activity need to be prepared with the discussion with the vendor and prepare the protocol like that. Also, we need to follow.
1 minute. Hello.
Yeah, Ashish sir, what I'm just adding some point that we have to discuss with the vendor and prepare the protocol also.
आप vendors you can prepare the protocol of vendor side. Hello.
Yeah, you are right. I'm just adding that point for the person who asked the question.
Hello.
Okay, fine. Can we go for the chat box questions?
Yes.
Yeah, we can go for chat box questions.
Right. Okay.
First question was what is the difference between raw data and metadata?
Right. The question is, what is the raw data and metadata? As we see in our slide, what is the metadata? Metadata means my name is Hema Sharma. Then Sharma is the metadata. Who is Hema? Okay. So Sharma is the metadata. So what is the raw data? Raw data means if you are from the QC, we can see that if the chromatogram come at the first time without integration, the data come in the software. This is the raw data. And what is the metadata? How much injection volume, microliter, is the metadata. Which vial is used for injection is the metadata. So the raw data which come first, is the raw data, and what is the additional requirement related to that particular data is the metadata. Is it clear? Who's asked this question?
Yeah, just one more simple example, like we have done some weight 0.1 kg is the metadata, and 0.1 suppose balance is given the slip for 0.1 kg that we are writing into the logbook. So that slip is become the raw data.
Right.
We can
Is it
also
clear?
add as a if one.
Please,
Yeah, if
add.
one is given, one mean doesn't nothing. 1 minute. If I add 1 kg, 1 gram, so it is nothing but the metadata. Means data of that particular data. So we can identify that from which it is coming or not.
Yeah.
Right?
So we can move to question 2.
Right.
What is the
Yes.
what is the electronic record, and what is what need to be required to do backup?
Which need to require to take backup?
Yeah, what is the electronic record, and what is the need to record to take the backup?
Okay, what is the electronic record? Anything or any data entries is electronic data, whichever we come by the computer system is your electronic data. And the guideline clear cut said that all electronic data should be backup. So all and every electronic data should be under the policy of the backup. No can skip.
Yeah,
Is
so
it
that
clear?
I will just brief addition to that. Our system is generating alarm record, audit trail, and it is storing the process values, and we are having the programming backup. That all should be backup.
Right.
So
each
that
and
in
every
case of
entry.
yeah, so in case of disaster, in case of audit, in case of audit, we can produce that data. Because our system is saying that we should have 5 year we should have the 5-year data. So somewhere we should archive, right? So I think it is clear.
Hello, I am adding a small in this. As per the FDA guideline, we have to take our data till the retention period of the product. So that's why we will take backup of the electronic data for the availability of the data till the retention period. That will be either 7 years or 5 years, whatever it is. It will be 7 years in case of API, and for injectable it will be 3-year retention period as per our documentation. So
Right,
that's
as per
why
your
backup is required.
respective organization quality procedures.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, great, correct. Yeah.
So question number 3, does the previous value and current value required in the audit trail? So I think it is yes. We should have the previous value and current value. Like we are writing in the paper document, suppose we are doing any correction, so old value always be visible. So it is applicable to computer system also. We should have previous value and current value bid timestamp in the audit trail, right?
Is it clear or anything else want to know about this? Okay, can we next question?
We will move next question. So is URS required for the standard software where is no customization is done?
URS is used for every system.
Yes.
Each and every system. These are the previous requirement.
URS is actually I will brief you. Yeah, URS is the base document. It is required for each and everything. Suppose if you are buying a small mobile also, that we are thinking that this mobile should have this processor, this much memory, this much RAM, this much feature. I think this is the URS only, right? So everything for every system we require a user requirement specification. Without it, you cannot buy any system, right?
URS is very compulsory for CSV requirement, V model. According to URS, each and every requirement
description of the system.
Yes.
Yeah, correct.
So what is the vendor assessment checks? So vendor assessment checks, I already mentioned earlier. Brief, I will tell you again. Vendor should have own quality systems. They should have own quality procedures. Their staff should be qualified enough to perform the activity. They should have training procedures, and they should have ISO certification or some regulatory certification to perform the activities. These are the minimum checks required for the vendor assessment. Yeah,
one
you
thing,
can add, Hima.
vendor assessment should be govern your SOP. If I am the manufacturer, I should have a SOP, and in SOP I have the checklist for assessment. Means what is your reputations, what is your certifications, what is your criteria, how can you handle the risk, is there any QMS system, any question you can ask from your vendor, and on the basis of answers given by the vendor you can assist your vendor. So what is the vendor assessment checklist means? You know your specification, what you want in your system, what you want in computer system, list out all of these things, list out all the risks, list out the capability of vendor. To find out the qualification of vendor, you have to make the checklist. In all this checklist send to your vendor. On the basis of answer you assess that and then select your vendor. So this step you have to prepare first your SOP for the assessment.
Yeah.
Is it clear?
So question number 6, FAT is done by the vendor or manufacturing site itself. So FAT itself, factory acceptance test, that is to be done at the vendor's manufacturing site itself, and it will be done by the vendor, and it will be reviewed by or witnessed by the respective company person. Is it clear? Any question on it?
Clear, sir. Clear.
Yeah. Question number 7. Limitations has been observed relatively to recipe management of the respective equipment with different vendor. So this question is again, it is specific to the site. What is you have observed? So I think limits or boundary limits, it can be verified or it can be decided based on your respective procedure or respective QMS system. I think this question can be handled your respective organization QMS, because it is looking like controversial. If suppose 2 filling lines are there, both one filling line is giving different limits and second filling line is giving different limits. So I think this can be handled as per respective QMS systems. Right. And again, question number 8. How confidentiality, integrity, and authenticity of data tested? So confidentiality, integrity, it is if you refer the 21 CFR Part 11, data should be backup and it should be integrated. It should have integrity. It should not be modifiable. It is in read-only format. Everything requirements are written in that. So that we have to test.
Right.
Yeah, Hema, you can add.
Right. It's a good question. How confidentiality, integrity, and authenticity of data is tested means if one time data generated, you archive, you backup, you have that data, okay. But you have one more policy, that is the restoration policy. In this case, you have to decide that for the particular computerized system, I have to check my data randomly in this frequency. So decide your frequency like 6 months, 3 months to 1 month to check randomly data, run on your virtual system to check the authenticity of your data with all the relative metadata, raw data, and audit trail. So in this way, you can prepare your policies as a manufacturer when you restore the data. Is it clear? So you can write down that this data is confidentially and integrated, and authenticity is still after 5 years, 1 year, 2 years. So define your frequency and policy of restoration should be implemented.
Yeah. And confidentially you can maintain with the closed system. You can deep dive in the open system and closed system, so that you will get to know that how the open systems are working and the closed systems are working. Based on that, we can define the confidentiality, and your system will be secure enough for confidentiality, integrity, and authenticity of the data. I think it is enough. Any query you can ask.
Right.
Sir, could I add some point on that? Actually,
Yeah.
yeah, we are having regulatory requirements of ER and ES, right? In that
Okay.
21 CFR Part 11, 11.10E, it is defined that we need to be follow that checklist, and as per that checklist, if we'll go, then our data, as Hema ma'am said and you said, it should be validated as per that also. You are saying the right points, and it is mentioned on 21 CFR Part 11, 11.10E, it is mentioned already.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely right. There is a checklist, and you have to periodically verify with the help of that checklist.
And some organizations are following the data integrity verification checklist. After your qualification, before the after the RTM and before the validation summary report, our organization following data integrity verification checklist. That also you can make some checklist and you can get it done. Right. So moving to the next question, limitation has been observed relatively to the recipe management of the that is already explained.
Covered.
Yeah. So if program is crashed or hardware replaced, if we upload qualified backup program, then we have to go for the CSV complete qualification. If your software is crashed, then you can make as per your hardware and software design specification, and you should have some verification that it is been made as like earlier. So I think not complete qualification, but you should have IQ and OQ. Is it right, Hema?
Which question?
If program crashed or hardware is replaced, then they have restored the backup program.
Right. We restore. We have, so at this time you have to clock first of all your QMS, incident deviation. You first of all QMS. Then in QMS there is the provision to check the restoration first, because first thing you have to save your data. The first correction is the save your data. Whatever you have to save that data. So in this case, you have the should have the disaster recovery policy, as we already seen in our guideline. Also, you have the disaster recovery policy. How much time means some industries have the backup policy or like this, for every 24 hours backup should be they have in server. So if any loss you get, you have only 24 hours data loss only. So you have to define your policy first. What is your disaster recovery policy? Make your incident, check your backup data. Is it available before 24 hours or no? First of all, check your all things, restore that, screenshot taken that. After that, you can address that all. Then you take the root cause. How can you do it happen? How can you not? Then you generate the kappa. First of all, to prevent all this situation, you have to prepare your disaster recovery policy.
Right.
Here, sorry for disturbance. I have worked in ABB 800X, 800M, 800F and M both, but Siemens also is there. But these software companies are not provided the disaster management. Okay, where other software, any softwares is there? Disaster management can supply the
disaster management. If you find third-party softwares are available, like you can search out the Acronis. So Acronis
is
it is a software.
Cloud management, cloud management. That is the cloud management. But what I'm asking, what is my question? Who are all provided the applications? That software companies is not provided the disaster management. Got it? Got it? My question.
Disaster management.
I think you are asking like this, if I'm not wrong. You are asking like that, you have the software, some software, but they are not providing your this type of facility. How can you handle the disaster thing, right?
Yeah, correct.
In this case, you can ask that which server is applicable for backup or archive your software. So you in-house maintain your backup in that case.
Can I add something? Hello?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, yes. Hello. Yes.
Yes, Ashish, you mute, I think, all, na?
No, no,
Yes,
no.
please add. Please add.
No, it's Atmaj actually. I'm saying that you must have disk imaging tool. Okay, like Hirenboot is there, Let's Soft is there. You can get the disk images, and whenever disaster happens, okay, just have to import that ISO file over your computer system, and it will get restored. And data you will have backed up, so you can pull that data, and your system is ready for use.
Okay, okay. You can, you said like, yeah, we have the facility to back up that particular software from that particular software.
Disk imaging, yeah, yeah.
But maybe it
Okay,
is not
okay.
there, sir.
Okay, so we can use our SOP or in-house procedure for this. We can make that, and because this is the requirement of guideline, disaster recovery is a must. It should be the part of our URS. Hello.
Yes, Atmaj.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I got.
Can you go? Okay.
Thank you.
Can you go? Thank you. Next question. Hello.
Hello.
What is the electronic signature? Next question.
Okay, okay. So electronic signature is a simple thing that how can you do the electronic signature? Is the procedure of biometric also? Is the electronic signature? It is the procedure of password making procedure.
Your voice is not audible, Hema.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, yes. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, please continue, Hema.
Ashish, you mute me again and again.
Yes, yes, no mute. Okay, unmute.
Okay, okay. Electronic signature is already written in 21 CFR Part 11. Any procedure, either is biometric, either your password policy like system, you can apply for your entry or your data entries. So that signature who's identified you is electronic signature electronically. Okay. Next question.
May I add something in electronic signature?
Madam, can you please guide us about the RPN number?
Yes, electronic signature is as equivalent to the handwritten signature.
Right. Okay, next. Who's asking
Madam,
something?
Can you brief about the RPN number?
RPN
number,
is,
I'm asking.
yeah, RPM number, I can understand. Actually, RPM number is a big topic of risk management, na? So it's the different topic.
Yes,
we can take in another session. RPN number, in shortly, I can explain you. That is the RPN number is depend upon your as a FMEA tool of the identification of risk assessment. In this case, what is the severity, what is the detection, what is the occurrence? On the basis of we are giving the numbering on the basis of risk, and then multiply that and we get the RPM number. So it's another session. It's a big topic.
It's a risk priority number.
Risk priority number. So it's a different topic. So we can take another session for that. No? So next question. What is the qualification and validation?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So what is the qualification? As we all know that we are all saying that what is the IQ, OQ, PQ, all the things are the qualifications. And when we are going for the validation means production department, when we are going to validate our process, like in the case of manufacturing sites, we are qualified our equipment to doing something, right? For doing something to productivity, we are going to qualify our equipment. And when equipment qualified, we are going to produce the product, we are going to make the product. And that particular case, when we are going to make the product, so we have to validate in this in this equipment, we are validate our productivity product. So this is the part of product. So we can say that the validation is related to process. Every process which is the long term process again come to front us for productivity to this is the valid under the part of validation. Process is not under the part of qualification. And all the equipment or your computer system validation and all these things are come in the part of the qualifications.
Okay.
So
is it clear? Anyone want to say?
Simply, may I add something here? Simply, we can
Please.
say that process validation is applicable to the process which we consider for consistent production of our quality results. And for qualification, it is applicable to the equipment, instrument, system. So we can assure here that consistent results also produced by the system, means equipment, instrument, etc.
Right, exactly. Thank
We
you.
can one more thing add in that qualification is nothing but proving that my system is properly installed and working as per expected result. It is nothing but the qualification. And validation is nothing but that it is generating a document evidence that what exactly system want to do and it is working accordingly. So this is not nothing but the validation, means expecting whatever my expected result, that result I am getting. This is nothing but the validation.
Right. Okay, next.
So next question is, if backup is scheduled on the server, which can be accessed through OWS or historian, if we make the manual backup in the drive for review purpose, is it allowed as per the guideline? I think it is allowed with the guideline. You can take manual backup. You can take with the tool backup.
No,
your
procedure.
There should be a backup, but it is a manually automatically. It is not written.
Actually, I want to. This question is originated by me. I want to say here that कि जो backup है वो already scheduled है server पर. It is written in its document, qualification document. But for our work ease of work purpose, we have to make some manual backup in any of server, any of drive for review purpose. So it is allowed or not? It is not written anywhere in the qualification document. So it is allowed or not?
Yeah, this is allowed. How much type of the backup you can apply in your system?
But also mention in the SOP.
Right. You should only you have to do, you should mention in your SOP. Because even my organization is apply both the things. It's a automatic backup also and manual backup also. These all the part of disaster recovery. This is all the part of risk assessment, because we have the two tools. One is fail, another we have. One is fail, another we have. So you can apply.
Actually, existing system is having separate controls. That means a disaster recovery management, historian diagram, etc. Means यदि एक सिस्टम काम नहीं करता है तो उसके absence में second system is bugged automatically and make the backup that system. But rather than that, we have make some manual backup of these data, certain data, not all, certain data for review purpose in any of the drive. Is it allowed or not?
Allowed.
My question is specific.
Yeah, it is allowed, sir, because we are having auto systems. Suppose due to any connectivity issues, backup not happened, and also there are some lot of HMIs also which we could consider manually also, but it need to be defined in SOP properly.
Yes, right.
And in
Okay,
this
that
case,
means
I think you need to raise the deviation if backup is not working.
Yeah,
No, not deviation. Here we have to be mentioned some plus or minus some days in SOP. As per that, we will take manual. For that, no deviation required. If it is
so
mentioned
that
on
means that means it should be addressed in the our SOP.
Yes,
Right?
yes, it will be according to SOP. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
So next question is, what is the difference between qualification and validation?
We covered.
It's already done.
Okay.
We covered.
So what is the difference between the regulation and guidelines?
Guidelines, regulation means you have to do, and regulation is we have to do means we have to do, and guidelines is how can we do. These are the guidelines. They guide us. We have to
how to perform a guide.
Right.
And okay, next, move to the next question. What is a
Ma'am,
closed system and open system?
One question which I want to add in this.
Yeah.
Please.
Can you please elaborate GAM model? What is GAM 5, GAM 4, GAM 3?
Yeah, we can elaborate, but not today.
Yes,
because it's also this is also a lengthy topic.
No,
We can another section.
Yes. Actually, GAM first is input access.
Sorry, I'll explain. Within 2 minutes, I'll explain the GAM categories. Okay.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, actually, GAM categories are 4 types. GAM categories: category 1, category 3, category 4, category 5. Okay. Category 1 is applicable for middleware softwares and network support software. And GAM category 3, again they are divided into 5. Category GAM category 3A, 3B, 3C, 3D, 3E. Okay. And GAM category 4 considered as a configured software, like COTS means commercially of the shelf. It is available in market. Okay. GAM category 5, customized software, customized, specially designed for customers. So it's considered as a category 5. Category 1, 3, 4, 5 categories.
Yes, category 2 is a firmware category. This is the
yeah, it is actually existing category 2 is there, but already there are some firmware softwares is there. Already they are clubbed in category 3. So the guidelines category 2 and 3.
The category 2 clubbed on category first. This is infrastructure software.
Yeah,
category 2 is already in category 3.
Sir, what is the difference comes in GAM 4 and GAM 5?
Yes.
GAM 4 means GAM category 4 means customized. It is available in market, commercial market. Okay, we can buy the ABB. So, for example, ABB software is there. ABB, Siemens. It is available in market. We can anybody can buy that software. But category 5 specially designed. For example, SAP is there. SAP, some customers only specially designed for that only. It's not available in markets. So it's considered as a category 5. Category 4 means it is available in markets. Understood?
No, sir. I'm not talking about the categories. I'm talking about the GAM 4 and GAM 5. What is the difference in between GAM 4 and GAM 5?
Actually, GAM 4 is a configured software, like to configure designing software.
You're not getting. He's asking about GAM 5 regulation. GAM 5 and now it's GAM 5 now.
Okay.
GAM 4 and GAM 5.
Actually,
not about software
sorry.
category.
Now understood. I will explain. Actually, GAM 4 is the old one. GAM 5 is the new version. Actually, GAM 4 there are 5 categories is there. Category 1, category 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the GAM 5, GAM 4 category. After merged the firmware software in category 3, they are changed in GAM 5. Okay, GAM 5 they are categories 4 only categories. Category 1, category 3, 4, 5. They are merged the category 2 into 3. Okay, so they are revised. They're considered as a GAM 5.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. As you said in category 4, GAM 4, like ABB, Siemens, SCADA software, kind of that. And it is configured for the customer use. So
Yes.
it is GAM 4, category
Right.
4. And when it's come to the GAM 5 or any category another, GAM 5 is a customization for only for the customer. So if consider if someone has made a Java software
Yes, yes.
like a SCADA, but not as ABB and Siemens, but he has made in some Java software, open source platform or Visual Studio or something. So in which category it will fall? 4 or 5?
Category 5.
Okay.
Yes.
But this platform, Visual Studio and Java, is open source and it is readily available.
Yes, yes.
So still it will be.
This Java and Visual Basic platform is different. It is generate for the customization software according to you. जैसा आप चाहते हैं वैसा वो generate करके देगा. Visual Basic and .NET and Java. This is a customization for you and special organization. It is a category 5 software.
Okay. बिकॉज ये जो ABB एंड वगैरह जो कमर्शियलाइज अवेलेबल है सीमेंस एंड ऑल, वो भी तो कोई ना कोई भी .NET प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज करके ही वैसा यूज करके दे प्रिपेयर्ड दैट सॉफ्टवेयर प्लेटफॉर्म, करेक्ट?
Yes, correct.
So that is falling in category 4 and Visual Studio and Java is of course falling category 5, but both are the backend is the same. So how exactly we can
No.
distinguish?
Can you please repeat what you want to say? Can you please repeat? I just clear out to you.
Okay, so this Siemens, ABB, whatever the SCADA is available in the market, license versions, that also backend language they have developed in some kind of .NET and all, or they support
Yes,
that.
exactly. But I just explained to you. So that Siemens, Rockwell, and all are having predefined module. You just develop that module to design your SCADA system. So that is not different in in company to company. Like if we see in Rockwell SCADA, in DRL, in Cipla, or in any other organization, it is interference is like same. So nothing is different. It means there is some predefined tool. You cannot modify the tools. Okay.
But
You
sir,
got my point now?
But sir, in some software like ABB, there is a in back of module there is a programming like C, C++. So
Yes, but
we can change that.
predefined module you cannot change. Means if you want to change report parameter, report formats, and you put your organization name on that, okay, that is not any big deal. But you cannot change with if you want to add one numerical input, if you want to add some display page, so that you cannot modify. That is a standard parameter of any standard company, and that is logged by that organization like ABB, Rockwell. They logged their source. And if you design a special software which is not available in the industries, and your organization is having any special requirement of that software, that comes under category 5. And if you are using predefined tool and design that software to use to solve your purpose of your organization, that comes under category 4. That is simple. So that's why that's why SCADA system comes under category 4, not in category 5.
Yes, right.
I think it is clear.
Yes, almost clear. Only thing, okay, the platform I cannot able to change that whatever they have developed libraries and all, but I can made by using some kind of
you create that is also one feature of that software. So that's not completely customized. That's just add on. You can add on instruction with the help of existing tools. You cannot change basic interface of that software. That's why it comes under category 4.
Okay, and same let's consider I developed in some Java and Visual Studio the software, and I sell this software to the multiple customer, the same software.
Sorry, I'm not getting.
I develop one software. One person has developed a software in the Java or a Visual Studio or something, and he made it readily available for every customer.
Yes, that also comes under category 4 because the source is logged by your service provider.
Okay. But platform is I used in Visual Studio.
whatever may be, it is what you are telling correct, but it is in available in markets means it will considered as a category 4 only. Okay. If it is not available in market means it is considered as a category 5. Okay, specially designed for particular customer only, then it considered as a category 5. Correct, sir?
Customized software to meet business requirements specific as per the organization, as per the person.
Yes,
So
correct.
if we develop in kind of for one software in Visual Studio Java or any one open platform for a multiple system, so it comes in the category 4 actually, not in category 5. But for a particular person, for particular customer, then it comes to the category 5. But whatever is the same software.
Exactly. Right.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. Hope you are understood. Okay, you can go to next question.
Next question, any?
Rohit sir, please continue.
1 minute. Next question is backup verification procedure is same for every system or it will vary from different system?
Yes, different for every system.
Depends on
system.
software.
Depends on software.
Procedure will be same, but process it is based on the manufacturer software.
Right. Let's say SQL backup is different, and Genon SCADA backup is different. So both software process different. Vary to vary in software.
Correct.
Next
question.
Yeah, next is laboratory instrument like pH meter at CSP to be done.
Yes.
So when the software is upgraded.
Yes.
When the software is upgraded from the vendor itself, and we are using a system, then we have to go for CSV with.
Hello.
Once again, come sir. Once again, your voice has been.
When the software is upgraded by the vendor itself without our knowledge, and we want to upgrade the same in our system also, in this case, how the CSV will help?
Not completely, partially we have to done.
That is what.
One thing. You are saying like software upgradation, like if we are going to Windows 7 to Windows 10, like this.
Yes.
Same system.
They have done it. They have done it in their software. Now it is outdated model. They are saying you want to upgrade your model like that. They are saying. So when I go for CSV, then I should go with the URS again.
Right. Is first of all you have to log in your QMS in like CCF, because you are going to be upgrade. Second thing, like what is the risk behind this? Third thing is that you have the data which was generated with your old version, right? So how you have to take the declaration from the vendor, the same data will be read or not in your latest version.
Okay.
Because you are going to take risk with your old data, right?
Right.
So you have to first of all take the declaration from that. At the time of change control initiation, you have to attach the declaration with that. In this case, then you have to risk assessment, then check the migration, data migration. Means I have done version 1 and now I am version 2 going and check with restored data randomly, it's work or not work. It's a typical one, and this is a big change, it's the major change. And in this case, you have to do like this restoration policy, and then you are going to CSV, right? You have to go to CSV because this is the major change. I have faced in audit also. Same question I faced in PG audit.
Actually, Hari sir, good afternoon. In some in some computer I faced, because we are not in this company. One of my old company I faced, they just get updated from Windows 7 to Windows 10. After that, that application means which that machine SCADA application also not getting on in that. So as Rekha ma'am said, then we have gone through that CCF and after that CSV also. So we have to be first do the risk assessment if we are doing any upgradation, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Sometimes, sir, vendor even not know about that, which data is not working in your new version. So first of all, we have to take the declaration so that we can go in safe side.
Yes.
But some cases, ma'am, vendor also is not confirming their side, because
Right.
I have faced, because they are also not confident on that software. They are also telling we are also doing trial and error, like that. They are telling vendor side also.
Right.
Actually, in this kind of cases,
Absolutely.
yeah, in this kind of cases, the system should be in a private network, not in a public network. And IT has to rate it, like an example set
Right.
by some guy, like it was automatically upgraded from 7 to 10. So there is a option called we can restrict the automatic updates of Windows also. This IT has to take care of this.
Right.
And sir, I think now recently those vendor who are working on that, they already prepared some kind of documents that they need to be first share this document with that company persons, means engineering team, that they need to be verified what are the changes it going to be happen or not happen in that. Everything it is written on that document. So any kind of upgradation, we need to be ask the vendor first this document, then only we'll cross through and we need to go through any kind of assessment if possible.
Okay, well said. Thank you.
So in same topic, I have two questions actually in that. One is the, let's consider someone has developed the SCADA in Siemens itself, but he was facing some kind of issue like a trend invisible kind of, and it's a platform error, not the SCADA customer, whoever vendor has developed. It's not about that. It's about the patch. So Siemens will give a patch and he will update at the customer site. So in this case, this change control and all really need to taken care, or just one gap assessment or deviation we can close, or how kind of that?
Change control need to be initiated, sir.
Yes.
Because maybe it will vary with another data.
Okay. And let's go. Okay, fine. So after updation, if vendor is qualifying the data, means data archival, retrievals, all the screens are visible or not, then later on we should again validate internally also, or we can show this document is sufficient, vendor document is sufficient, qualified document.
No, we need to be
No, need to validate.
Actually, first you need to assess the impact.
Okay.
What were the other functions impacting if you update the patch? So, and you need to take a confirmation from vendor after updating the patch. Is there an impact to the other functions which is already validated?
Well said, sir.
From that you can go ahead.
Okay.
So that too, you need to check with vendor how long the patch, like. So if assume if it is a 6 months ago patch which was automatically updated, like vendor is working on it still vendor is on trial and error basis. So you need to check with them. If it is already implemented in other companies, like this patch is already updated in other companies, you can go ahead with that.
Okay.
Correct,
Okay,
correct, exactly correct.
Thank you.
Is it another question or we can wind up now?
Yeah, I have one question with respect to the documentation flow.
Yes.
The validation plan is necessary to prepare to every software.
Yes.
Can I prepare a validation master plan for all the software?
No, they actually depend. Validation plan. First of thing, prepare the validation plan for each and every software. In validation plan, we describe what is the approach of the testing. Right.
Okay.
Right. So it is a compulsory for planning of validation activities. Like to आप क्या करने वाले हो? That is the IQ करने IQ, OQ, OPQ. It is a define the in validation plan. It is a compulsory.
Yeah. And one more question is that can I apply the same approach to all types of software, like category 1, category 3, category 4, category 5, the same approach?
Yes, sir. Mostly. Yes, sir.
Ashish, actually is given in GAM 5 risk assessment guideline. For category 1, what is the minimum requirement? For category 2, what is the minimum requirement? It's given
minimum
in
daily
there.
variable.
We can take another session on
Yes,
that.
yes. Yes, sir.
It's a small session.
Okay.
So minimum requirement. If you want to more, you can do. It's
Yes,
not
yes.
Okay.
good,
Yes, sir.
but
Okay.
it's a minimum. It's given in GAM 5. What is the minimum requirement category wise?
Okay. Okay.
For example,
the basic
for
requirement
customized,
for the
all the
basic
things
requirement is
Ashish already explained us what is the basic
Yes,
requirement.
basic requirement
Okay.
is also defined. Yes, sir.
Okay.
For
No, my
category
question
4
is
and
that
5, sir, for
yeah.
category 4 and 5, all daily variables is applicable. But for
Yes.
category 1 and category 3, there has been some changes.
Right.
Mainly for category 1, they're not required for RTM, FMECA. Some things are there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
But
definitely we go to IQ and SOPs and like that. So it is already defined in daily variables.
Okay. As far as I know, for category 1 and category 3, I can directly install the software in production environment.
Right.
Because they are well known, they have all the documentation and all. If I am going for category 4 or 5, so for that I need to evaluate the high level risk assessment and gap assessment, everything I need to document because I don't know the gap between the software. Am I right?
Right.
Correct.
But
Actually, you can refer that GAM guideline for with clear cut written that what is the minimum requirement for category wise.
Okay. Yeah. One more question is there that first of all we are evaluating the system for GXP relevancy, that how the system is impacting to the patient, to the safety, to the drug and product. If my system is not impacting the GXP relevancy directly, so in that case what can I do?
Means give me some example what we want to.
If I have one system, okay, but it is like a metadata, it is not generating a primary data, it is secondary data, but some it is impacting to the human product life, or we can say drug product or human life. So in that case we need to evaluate that system.
Means every data you have to evaluate. It's not depend ki it means only metadata, it's only the raw data. We cannot say like this. If any data come in electronic form then it's directly or indirectly impacting your quality system.
Okay.
So we have to take risk in a simple same way. We cannot say like this. It's not a directly, it's not indirect. So we can do this. No, if it directly or indirectly going to your GXP environment, it's going to impact your quality. Sometimes most of the things are not visible. They are hidden. So why we want going to hidden? No.
Yes,
not,
of course.
We have to.
Yeah. So we need to evaluate every system.
Right.
So in these cases, you can do one more thing. The latest approach you can follow, CSV approach. You can minimize your requirements. Like in case if a specific function having high risk, like patient risk, quality, such kind of risk, you can divide the testing phases into two: scripted and unscripted. So in testing phase, so in scripted phase, if the patient risk is high, you can go for a scripted kind of thing, and you need to attach multiple evidences by doing a regressive testing. In case the list is low, you can go with the unscripted testing, like you just cross verify whether the activity which you're doing is triggering an audit trail or not.
Okay.
So that report you need to attach in unscripted testing. This way you can minimize. This is the latest CSV approach you can follow.
Okay.
This brainstorming approach we need to be considered, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's one now, na? Now can we wind up this session?
Yeah, Hema ma'am.
Before winding up,
right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please continue.
Yeah. Before winding up, I need I want to say thank you to you. And if someone can create a group, so we can be in touch with each other, because now we are coming from different platforms. So it will be definitely helpful for us.
Sabur sir, if I will say, there is the group called Eugene, okay, who all are working with this, and through this, even one more group also there, Gimmick. So both all are responsible for that equally. So you could touch
So
in any kind of group or both of the team also,
yes,
because
yes,
same persons
because
are
actually
available.
I'm not in group both groups. So can someone add me in that group? I will share my contact
Yeah,
number on
Rohit sir and
chatting.
Ashish,
yes, yes.
sir, he
I'm
will help you
also
on that.
mention the mobile number and direct to ping and add the group. Right. है ना?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have
Can
sent my
you also
contact details.
Ashish, make
Yes.
a link and write down in chat box until I wind up this.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I'm going to wind up now.
Yeah.
I'm going to wind up.
And
First of all, thank you to
Hema ma'am,
all of you. No, I'm going to go say thank you now.
I'm just thanking you, Ashish sir, Rohit sir, and Hema ma'am, because you did very well explanations, and I think it is really cleared many questions. And heads up to your team, and thank you once again also.
Actually, the
Thank you,
session was
thank you.
very informative. Actually, thank you very much, Hema ma'am and team.
Okay, thank you so
Yeah.
much. And
Yes.
first of all, I really thank you to all the participants, because you gave us such a huge time here. And it's not good, Ashish. We have only
Yes, yes.
65 and I'm now in 27. Why the person left, I
This is
don't
an
know.
interesting section. Yes,
Is there something wrong with us? I think so. That's why they are left. But no, it's a really thank of all of you. They come with us. We are not expert. We want to create a group or a discussion platform, because we all want to be grow our knowledge. So thanks to all of you, and we will come with, because currently we are come here with the very basic things. Now we decide that in frequently way, with the small topic, we come again, we meet again, we discuss, and in the daily routine, whatever we faced problems, we can discuss with each other, so that a good solution can become. So thank you so much. We will come again with the different interesting topic. So thank you. And thank you to my team, especially Ashish, Rohit, and Krishna and Sudhanshu is left. So thank you so much to all of you.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
ma'am. And please, I have sent my contact details, so add me in that group, so I can be in touch with you.
yes. I am also ping my number in chat box. Please ping.
Okay.
And add this
Okay.
group.
Okay.
Please, Ashish, please share your number. Please ping me also.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
My
I'm
number.
Krishna. Please ping my number in your group.
Yes, yes, yes. This is my number 9926252814. Please ping and add this group.
Double
99262
262.
52814.
Ashish, please ping it in group.
Please type
Group
in that chat box.
Yeah,
So
also
we can
chat.
test from
Ashish
there.
did that, na? Ashish, write
Yeah.
down your number.
Yes,
okay?
yes. Also type in chat box.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So Ashish, in the next session, we have to do more things now, so that person cannot be left. It should be small and interactive. Not 20 only.
No, actually, it's a very interactive session that everyone is participating in that session. So it will definitely helpful for all of us
Right.
to share
Right,
their
so
knowledge. Everyone can share their knowledge. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, this is the main motto of using group.
Yes.
So since the questions are more, we can concentrate on reducing the topic. Is it okay? It's a suggestion. Of course.
You can write down on group also.
Yeah.
Most probably we are going to risk assessment. Risk assessment we are going to next session.
How?
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So thank you very much. Yes. Continue.
Yeah,
No,
Ashish, I haven't received your number. Please send. So if the session is end, so we can stay in touch with you.
Yes. Of course. Note down in chat box my number. Please direct ping and that group and continue and touching with me. Yes.
Yeah, please say it then again. 922.
92262 52814.
52814.
Yes.
Yeah, it's 92262
No.
52814.
No. 99262
99262
52814.
814. Okay, I got it. Yeah.
I write down my number too also, na? If you want.
Okay, Nema ma'am. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
of
Thank
course,
you.
of course. Thanks to you.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you
yeah.
very much. Thank
Okay,
you.
have a great day, everyone.
Okay.
And please take care of
Okay.
yourself.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.